If you're looking to get the most out of this lesson and access the practice files that we're going to be diving into, make sure you're running the latest version of ON1 Photo RAW 2026.4. If you're using an older version of ON1 Photo RAW or don't currently own the software, head over to our website at www.on1.com to purchase or upgrade to ON1 Photo RAW 2026.4. If you're already an ON1 Photo RAW 2026 user, simply sign into your account, go to your products and subscriptions page, and download the latest 2026.4 update. Once installed, you'll have access to the practice files and all of the latest features in that update. To access the practice files that we're going to be using for these step-by-step lessons, simply head into the all-new Home module inside of ON1 Photo RAW 2026.4. And in this bottom section, click on this Practice Files tab. And you now have access to all of these practice files that you can play around with on your own, or you can dive into with these step-by-step lessons. So in this sample tutorial video, let's take a look at navigating into a practice file and editing step-by-step in Photo RAW. So for this video, we're going to take this sample image, do a little bit of masking for the sky, and breathe life into this overexposed capture. So inside of the Home module here, I'm just going to go down and just double click on this sample practice file here. And that's going to take me into the Edit module. Now for this particular photograph, I think what we need to do first, rather than modifying anything in Develop, i.e. our foundational tone and color, I think what we first should do is just fix the look of our sky. Now this is really easy to do by using just a sky mask. So to do that, let's go into our local adjustments here. We're going to add an adjustment, and to easily create a mask for our sky, we just have to click on Sky. I'm going to click on Sky here. It's automatically going to analyze the image and build a mask for me directly around the sky section of the photo. So now all we have to do is modify the tonality within this local adjustment. Now there's a couple of different ways that you can do it depending on the look that you're going for. One way is to simply pull back on the highlights, and that's going to fix a lot of that blown out area within the sky. I'm going to hold down the J key real quick so that you can see the highlight clipping warnings to see just how much that impacts the look of the sky. So I'm holding down J. In red, it's showing me my highlight clippings. And then if I pull back on the highlights, you can see I get rid of all of that blown out detail. Now, if you are pulling back on your highlights, I'd recommend adding a little bit of contrast back into the scene, and also just a hair of white. The reason being is that little bit of white is just going to make things feel a lot more natural within the photograph, rather than having them seem flat and dull by just pulling back on the highlight slider. So right away, you can see if we hit this on and off toggle for our adjustment, it's doing a great job of bringing back the detail within that sky section there. Now, another way that you can do this is you could easily go in and modify the exposure as well. So if I reset my adjustment here, I'm going to hold down the J key. I'll bring back some of that detail with the exposure. Now I'm going to pull back on the exposure to bring in a little bit more drama into the sky. So I pull back on my exposure, add in a little contrast, and then again, I'm going to pull up on my whites a little. Hold down that J key when you pull up on your whites to ensure that you don't make them too bright and blown out. But with a little bit of white there, you can see it gives us a nice bit of detail back in those clouds. If I turn this off and on here, you can see it's doing a really great job of bringing us a lot more detail within the clouds rather than just pulling back on the highlights. Now, this would be used for a lot more of a dramatic edit here, so it really depends on the look that you're going for. So you could use either one. I'm just going to stick with this ladder that I've used, or the ladder option here, where I've pulled back on the exposure, but using the highlights is a great idea as well. Now with my adjustment, I'll just pull back on the opacity to make sure things aren't too adjusted. Actually, we'll probably just leave it at 100 to give us a nice moody dramatic edit there. Now, one thing I wanted to mention when it comes to our mask is you can see it's really detailed. The edge here is really defined within the difference between the sky and the foreground. So what I like to do is I like to go into my masking, just open this left section up over here, go into my masking, I'll go to the target mask, and I'll refine the mask. I'll just click on this little hamburger menu, refine the mask, and then what I can do is I can feather the edges here to blend in that adjustment with the rest of the photo. Now, if I zoom into these edges here and turn this off and on, there's not any harsh adjustment going on or any of these harsh edged lines from where that mask is taking place. So now that we've modified that sky there, let's go into our Develop tab. I'm just going to add in a little bit more contrast here. And I'm maybe going to warm the image up just a hair. Just a little bit. So if we hit the backslash key on our keyboard to view our original, we have the original and after. Now let's go into our effects here and let's add in a couple of stylistic effects. First thing we're going to do is add in a filter, and we're going to add in color enhancer. In color enhancer, we can go down into this color range section and modify individual colors. I'm going to first grab my yellows to boost the colors of the sunflowers here. I'll just boost the saturation a bit and also the brightness. And just like that, we have a lot more vibrant looking yellow within our scene. I can do the same thing with my greens. And also I can do that with my blues as well for the sky. You can brighten that up or tone it down to have a little bit more drama. I'm going to brighten it up a little bit. So with this color enhancer filter, it's doing a really great job of enhancing those colors. If they're too strong, remember you can always pull back on the opacity of those adjustments and those filters. Now let's add one last filter here, and I'm going to go in and add dynamic contrast. And that's going to bring in some nice detail into the image to enhance these textures within the photo. Now within dynamic contrast, you can use these preset styles. Some of them are a little bit stronger than others, so feel free to play around with these. My favorite is simply just natural. And if we turn this off and on and we'll zoom in, it's subtle, but it does a great job of just enhancing those textures and details within the photo. So let's check out our before and after. And I'm thinking it's looking a lot better with just those simple adjustments, especially with that sky adjustment to modify the look of our sky and bring back a lot of that detail.